Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our channel where we talk about energy, everything metaphysical, and we ask that you please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And tonight, what we're going to talk about is matching energy. And what does matching energy mean? Why don't we start with Peyton tonight? What have you got on matching energy?
Thank you, Corey. This is such a good topic because I think this is something that so few people talk about. And I think it's such an important and just underused tool, is just understanding what matching energies even means. And so when I think of matching energies, I think of situations where we drop our vibration because of someone else around us who's operating at a lower vibration. So one way that you can think of matching energies is maybe you're with some friends and someone's kind of in a bad mood and it just kind of spreads through the whole group. Or you're at work and someone's on a tear and you just notice how it spreads through absolutely everyone. And what's happening in those situations is we are matching each other's energies. So matching energies for me means that we're matching someone at a lower vibration. And we talk about it being a lower vibration because it is possible to match people who are at higher vibrations, and that's actually a good thing. So anything that you can use to raise your vibration is always beneficial. So when we talk about matching energies, usually what we're talking about is matching somebody lower than you, someone who is in fear or anger or just upset. And so we never want to lower our vibration because we're just picking up energy from someone else. And so that's what we mean when we talk about matching energies. It's just when you lose your alignment because someone or something going on around you causes you to drop out of your feeling of being centered, being at peace. It takes you to a lower vibration. So what that can feel like is when you're in that situation where someone is upset, you can start to feel that knot in your stomach. That's one of the signs that I always get that I'm matching energy with someone. Or if you start to feel like you're on edge, like you were perfectly fine, and then maybe you see something on the news or on social media, or someone starts to talk about one of those topics that we all have that just triggers us, and you start to feel that sinking feeling, or you start to feel tense, that means you're matching energies with something that is lower vibrational. And we want to avoid this, of course, as much as we can. And this happened to me. It's so funny. Just like 2 or 3 days ago, I was out to dinner one night, and the table next to me, there was this family sitting next to me, and they started talking about the news and what's going on in the world. And they started to hit on one of my personal trigger points. And I was just like, oh, Lord, here we go. I could just feel my whole body starting to tense up. And it was one of those situations where I wasn't at home where I could turn the TV off. I'm stuck at dinner, what am I gonna do? And so I had to go, okay, Peyton, what are your tools? What can you do in this situation so that you don't get yourself, all amped up just because this conversation is happening next to you? And so what I did to avoid matching energies in that situation was I just brought my attention back to my body, and I just started to focus on my breathing. Because when we start to match energies, and we can find ourselves tensing our bodies, you can find your muscles start to get stiff, or you start to make little fists with your hands, or hold your breath a little bit. And those are all signs that we're getting into resistance, which is what happens when we match energies. So I brought my attention back to my breath and just kind of encouraged myself to just relax the physical tension in my body. And I started to send the whole group next to me love, just from my heart chakra. It's my new go-to tool. And what that did is I just started to flood love to the entire table, the entire group, out of my heart chakra. And it never matters what happens with another person, but what that did to me was kept me in control of my vibration. Because rather than listening and getting into judgment or getting into fear, because they were going down that slippery slide and I knew where it was going, what this did was help me stay in vibration so that I didn't match a lower vibration that I was tempted to go down that rabbit hole like we all are these days. So in order to avoid matching energies, remember you are always in control of your vibration. And we've talked so much in these videos about our energy protection tools and about how to be discerning about what we give our attention to. These can all help you not get into that situation that I was about to go into of matching lower vibrational energy. So, you know, it's just something to be aware of, that this is something that happens to everybody, especially right now because people are so much in fear, they're so stressed out, that we as intuitives and light workers have to be very aware of when we're allowing our vibration to drop. So it's especially important if you are sensitive or an empath, because you match energies very easily with people. And being a huge empath, and I know all three of us are empaths, we are particularly prone to matching energies with people. And so we just want to catch ourselves and use those energy tools that you have that we've talked about in all of our videos to reset yourself. So if you can hold your own frequency, you will not match energies with other people. And it's a super important tool, especially right now, because when we hold our vibration, we lift up everyone around us. As opposed to if I had gone down that rabbit hole and gotten all tense when the people were talking next to me, I would have lost my vibration and then spread that to everyone in my group. So matching energy is just something to be aware of, catch yourself early, reset yourself with your tools. You know how to do it by now. Just something to always just have your mind's eye on as light workers, sensitives, and empaths that we all are. So that's how I look at matching energies. How about you, Yaila?
I love your sending love to people, you know, that are on a different frequency. That's, yeah, I've grounded people, you know, maybe I put them in their own energy bubble and just keep their energy to themselves, but I don't always send love. So I'll definitely be practicing that. When I think of matching energy, sometimes it can be a lower vibration, but I find that I can match, especially in the world around us, it's more masculine dominated right now. So I find myself when I'm in a room that is especially more like a business setting or like a work setting, that I find myself in quite a bit, like teaching or work, it's definitely more of a masculine energy. And I notice that my energy naturally goes to just runs more masculine than my being a female running more feminine energy. So it's something that I've had to pay attention to. And so when I think of matching energy, just very similar to what Peyton was saying, but it's just, I think of the dominant energy that's kind of in the space. And so how our brains are wired, that's why it can feel like it's more negative situations that pop up, because our brain wants us to remember those, you know, bad situations or situations that could get us in trouble or to watch out for, you know. So I think our brains are kind of naturally wired to focus on some of the hazardous type of situations. And so we can definitely match that energy very easy in a very subconscious level. When I think of, you know, just the energy around, it can be a dominant energy. And being an empath, I've been in those situations where if I'm around someone who's like super bubbly and bouncing around, next thing you know, I'm kind of like bouncing around and bubbly. And same thing, if I'm around someone who's a little more quiet, a little more reserved, I tend to find myself like kind of aligning with their energy. And so matching energy, I think my biggest practice when I finally learned these tools is really just staying grounded in my own energy, knowing how my energy feels like. So I always just kind of double check, you know, how is my grounding cord? Where is my aura bubble? Sometimes it's more closed in, sometimes it's super spread out. And I just look to see like, what does my body need in that moment? If I'm matching more masculine energy, I try to bring in more feminine energy. And I can just think of like a color. I can think of different senses that kind of get me out of what I'm currently focused on. So again, if it's more of that like work focused and competition energy, you know, like more action oriented, I try to think of, oh, you know, how does my body feel? Similar to what Peyton was saying, like, am I tense anywhere? Can I relax anywhere? What smells do I smell around me? So I kind of bring in all of my different senses, because for me, when I start to feel like I'm matching other energy, I start to feel a little more anxious and just less grounded. I just don't really feel as grounded or solid within my own space. And so I just double check my grounding, and then I just bring in my senses, you know, like What do I hear, smell, see? What does my fabric of whatever clothing I'm wearing, how does that feel? And just bring myself back to the present moment just kind of helps me recalibrate. And of course, we have other tools that we've talked about, but that's kind of the easy way for me to get back to my senses and unmatch the energy. And if there's energy that I would like more of, I always like to create big golden suns above my head and bring in the stronger frequency that I want to feel. I was in out of the country and just kind of in some kind of rough energy, and I just kept bringing in a bunch of love, just golden sun and love and just calm and just amusement. Amusement's always my go-to. You guys have heard me say that before. It just helped me lighten my own energy space. So when you're in that just lighter energy and faster energy, you can just stay out of the more dense vibrations. But for me, matching energy isn't always negative. Many times it is, but I can definitely see myself matching different types of energy that just can be more dominant in whatever space or situation. And then you always get to choose, what is the energy that you would like to bring in more of? And you can just think of the word, you can think of it as a color, you can think of it as a vibration. If I want to bring in more feminine energy, like what color would that be for you? What would that feel like? And you just bring it in a golden sun. I just imagine it hitting every cell of my body. Just take some slow, deep breaths, get present, and that usually is the trick. How about you, Corey?
Oh, you ladies are so good. Matching energy. I really love this topic, and lately especially, there is so much energy around. And there's so much energy flying around. And that's why we decided to talk about this topic. And because a lot of my clients have a lot of traumas. And so, which creates a lot of anxiety, and they're extreme empaths and they don't even know it. So matching energy is, from my clients and myself, I know that if some of my clients and myself, are sitting anywhere and start to feel anxious, or like I was saying, agitated, I know that I'm starting to match their energy. And, or if somebody's talking about something that they could be very passionate about, I know that when I start feeling that anxiety, that I'm matching their energy. And for my clients, when they come to me, they're in a heightened state of anxiety and trauma. And I loved what you said, Yaila. One of the things that I have my clients do when they're in that heightened state of matching energy, and also what happens is that along the matching energy is that when we match energy and we don't know how to release it, that energy that we match stays in, then you match somebody else's, then you match somebody else's, and next thing you know, you're in a heightened state of PTSD, and which is a base vibration for a lot of my clients. So I often do start with trying to get them in their bodies. We're in the present moment. I'll ask them, what color are your pants? And they're like, wait, what? Wait, what are you talking? Just what color are your pants? And oftentimes it's like, black. What color's your shirt? What color's my shirt? Yeah, what color's your shirt? And that's a tool that I use a lot with my clients to get them in their bodies. And then we talk about, we have so many videos. We've done so many great videos about, grounding and that sort of, grounding, discernment, energy protection, right? So for me, when I get into that anxiety state, which I feel more of it now that I've learned the tools and I'm aware of energy, now that I know what each energy is, I have become more sensitive. And that does happen. It happens when we start doing energy work and releasing a lot of the energies that don't serve us anymore. We become more sensitive. So things affect me a lot sooner than they used to, because I'm fortunate in the sense that in my astrological chart, which, you know, I kind of always refer to astrology, but I have what's called a grand earth trine, and that's God's blessing. And so I'm naturally really, really grounded. Like the whole world could be blowing up around me, and the more chaos, the more grounded and quiet I get. And I've done that most of my life and not even realize it until, you know, we started, you know, on this journey. So now, you know, one of the things about matching energy that I do love is, I know as we're doing this video together as three ladies, gorgeous ladies, magical ladies, that matching each other's energy when you're around other light workers, energy workers, healers, and we're all together, we do match each other's energy, and our vibration gets higher and higher and higher and higher. And I think the first time that happened, actually, I was sitting with Peyton. We're sitting in my backyard, and suddenly we're like, wow, do you feel this energy? Wow. And that was the moment that we really realized we were matching each other's energy and our frequency was raising. And so right now on the planet, you hear a lot of people in their social media, a lot of the light workers, you know, saying, keep your vibration high, keep your vibration high, because it helps. It's helping our planet right now. When you learn energy work, you learn what energy you don't like and what energy you do like. But we're all human, and we all get into our human condition, which is getting into situations and matching that energy. For example, you know, I've worked in very stressful situations most of my life, in the film industry, where it's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Yes, a lot of creativity and brilliance. However, it's very stressful. And so naturally, when everything would get really stressful and down to the wire, I naturally would just be very calm, you know, and very grounded, because I'm blessed that I do have that natural earth, you know, earth trine. People are always like, you're so calm, and you're so grounded, and I'm blessed. I really am. However, I can get knocked off it real quick as well when there's like heated discussion, or you know, like Peyton was talking about, you know, being, you know, in a restaurant, or something that doesn't match my frequency. I've learned also too that you can be in those situations, not for long, but you can be in those situations and not match the energy. And by being able to learn, you know, learn from other people's opinions or whatnot, but not match the energy, if you can be in a place of observation. Of course, I put a big bubble around me, you know, I put my, you know, metal armor on, but I like to know what everybody else is doing. But I can only do that for so long. And then, yes, that frequency gets to me. And that's when I know that I'm starting to match energy. And what a blessing. We don't have to match people's energy anymore. We just don't. You know, when you learn these tools and you learn about energy, because everything is energy. We get to take control of our own minds, our own bodies, and learn. You know, it's that infinite learning, isn't it, ladies? That infinite learning about everything. And so that's why we're talking about matching energies tonight, or today, really, or any time that you're watching this, about matching energies, because a lot of times we don't know that we're matching somebody's energy. We just feel uncomfortable or maybe angry. And that's the sign that you are matching somebody's energy. And when you learn the tools, you learn that you can still be there for as long as you can be there, but not have to match the energy. Or we just use our energy protection. Or put somebody in a bubble and hook them up to the creator and give them a blessing. Love, right? Love wins. Love does heal everything. So I love, Peyton, how you were saying, send them love. And that's what I do. I stand in my love vibration. I just realized that. See, we can learn just by chatting, is that when I'm fully grounded, I am in my love frequency because I am having compassion for everybody that, you know, that's in chaos. And because I can have compassion and send them love, I stay grounded, really, really, really grounded. So anything else, ladies? Does anybody else have anything else to share?
I just think with matching energy, just like if you, as you start to recognize maybe you are matching energy and you're learning how to navigate through that, you can always think of someone whose energy you would prefer to match versus energy that you don't want to match. So it works both ways. It doesn't always have to just be, you know, energy is just energy. It's not good or bad. So you can always choose like a different vibration that you want to connect with first in a room.
Yeah, and I think that's why discernment is so important, and why we talked about this in our earlier video is most of us, and I know when I was starting on this journey, I had no idea how much I was picking up from other people. It was like 90% of what I was feeling was me matching somebody else. And so most people, especially when you're just starting out and you're feeling really not great, people can be stunned as to how much you're picking up that is not yours. And so once you use your tools, once you stop matching some of the undesirable vibrations around you, you put yourself back in the driver's seat and you realize you're in control of how you feel much more than you ever thought. And that's why the guides, I think, and the Pleiadians are always talking to us about discernment. Be careful where you put your focus, because we are always matching something, either ourselves or we're at the mercy of something going on around us. And that's where we give up our power. So it's really an important thing to understand and helps you take your power back.
Well, one of the things that I do love to do, and I agree with you, I agree with you ladies wholeheartedly, is, you know, I've been in places of work, you know, where I'm there. It doesn't matter if I want to be there or not, I'm there. And one of the wonderful things about energy is that you can always change it. Energy always changes. And we have the tools and the ability to change the energy. And so even if you're in a place where you must be, fill it with love and shift the energy the best you can until you can excuse yourself to the restroom or something.
Till you can escape.
You can escape.
This too shall pass. It won't last forever.
That's right. It will change. So anything else, ladies? Well, we're so pleased that you are here watching us now. And we have all of our social medias down below. And we hope that you enjoyed this video and hope that you will watch all the other ones that we have that are so fantastic and so wonderful. So for now, we will say bye-bye.
Thanks.